Trump talking about something Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Nigga, you about to find out why it's called Direct. The fuck? Goofy ass nigga? We ain't scared of this shit.
Trump, do not send the National Guard to Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles. Nigga, we are not Washington, D.C. Nigga, this is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago.
Let me tell y'all something personally, bro. Trump, I don't know why the f*** you think that these young niggas in Iraq finna be scared. They ain't scared no National Guard, shorty. They ass is not playing out here, boy. The National Guard should be scared of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what they be wrong. These YNs pull up to the police station with switches. You know what I'm saying? Drake's everything, shorty. Right in front of the station. I know exactly what I said, bro. No capping. So it's like, this shit crazy. These little niggas crazy, boy.
I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Hakwadash. Double honors onto the apostles and bishops and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to Akim pushing this word, sincerity and honesty, and the hopeful elect constantly enduring throughout the four corners of the world. Shalom. Okay, my name is Korah Allah. Lord willing to edifying lesson. Now I showed what's going on in Chicago, okay, and also what happened in LA, right? When ICE, when it's first announced ICE was coming to LA, you had Jakes making mockery of it, okay? You had Jakes saying what they're gonna do, okay? You had Jake pretty much going viral off of the real news, a real serious time, and Jake took it lightly, all right? And that's the same thing Jake is doing with Chicago, and now I'm hearing there's more states to where Trump is gonna bring his military to. Okay, so you see these Jakes talking about they're not gonna take it lightly. They're gonna fight. Okay, listen, you had Ephraim, okay, talking about they're gonna hide and they're gonna be, so good at hiding that they won't get caught by ICE. But when everything went down, it was a sad story. All right, Jake was going out bad. Jake was going out sad. Same thing in Chicago. Jake is gonna be going out sad, just like DC. Jake is going out sad. All right, because you can't outgun Esau, you can't outrun Esau, and you cannot out hide Esau. Okay, he will find you. All right, why? Because he has the technology and he has the force. All right, so he will find you and he will have his way with you. All right, because this is not our kingdom. It's not our blessing to fight. All right, so the only defense that we have against Esau, and now I'm talking about the hopeful elect, is what? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah. Okay, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah is our own defense. So things are really intensifying, and you see exactly why Jake is going to be dropping dead left and right, because why? Their negligence, okay, their foolishness, this is all mockery, all right, because when it's all said and done, what they're gonna do is play a before and after clip showing you what Jake was saying then and what Jake was doing then compared to how Jake is being treated now. Zephaniah 1:14 says, "The great day of the Lord is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, or Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly." Okay, so the great day of the Lord is approaching. Okay, when Yahweh Shai when the Most High sends his son Yahweh Shai, or when Yahweh sends his son Yahweh Shai to deliver the elect, okay, and also not only to deliver the elect, but to bring in the kingdom. All right, bring in the righteous kingdom. Okay, it's gonna be a great day, because leading up, the day of the Lord consists of the end time prophecies. Okay, so leading up to the final deliverance, the final destruction, is gonna be all sorts of chaos, turmoil. All right, people in distress. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near; it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord." Okay, and who speaks about the day of the Lord? The men of the Lord, the prophets, prophesied in the highways and byways, warning the people. Okay, and telling you, according to the scriptures, the upcoming prophecies. Okay, now if you go to those churches, those so-called churches, they ain't gonna tell you the truth, man. They're not gonna go into the prophecies. They'll tell you about mirth. They'll tell you about joy. Okay, but as far as lamentations and destructions and woes, no, they won't tell you about that. But this is what the day of the Lord consists of. Okay, it says, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All right, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Okay, and Jake, Jake, you fit that description also. You're gonna have people from heathen nations that might think or boast of themselves as being mighty, whether it's your body, training, whatever kind of training you do, or whether it's your weapons, okay, whether it's your wealth, right? But you're gonna cry there bitterly, because those things will not be able to save you for these in these upcoming times. What's gonna save you is having faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. So it says, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. All right, a lot of our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now, when I said earlier, I said Ephraim, which Ephraim is the northern kingdom, right? Which today will be you so-called Spanish-speaking tribes. Okay, you will make up the northern kingdom. Okay, and then the southern kingdom would make up you so-called Negroes and West Indians. All right, and also you Haitians. Okay, says, the great day of the Lord is near; it is near, and hasteth greatly. It is near. We are approaching that time. The reason why you niggas is laughing and making mockery and false threats to the government is because you don't believe the times you're in. You don't see things getting as bad. You don't see the potential of how bad things can get. Okay? Why? Because you're in a dead sleep. All right? Literally a dead sleep. Okay? But the men of the Lord, they're watching and perceiving everything with spiritual eyes through the scriptures. Okay? We know we're in the end times. We know Esau is going to roll on Jerusalem. Okay? Which is really, when it says Jerusalem, it's really the whole of Israel. Okay? It's really the whole of Israel, because the scriptures say Judah and Ephraim is oppressed together. Let's get that real quick. This is Jeremiah 50:3. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. Jeremiah 50:33. it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." Okay, so the children of Israel, or you could say the northern kingdom or Ephraim, okay, and the children of Judah, or the children of the southern kingdom, were oppressed together. Okay, now when you go into history, the northern kingdom was taken captives first, and then around the time of 70 AD, under the Roman Empire, Judah was taken captive. Okay, so the northern kingdom, in history, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were never oppressed together. All right, but now here in America, you have these the so-called Spanish-speaking tribes and the so-called Negro tribes or dark-skinned tribes like Judah, Benjamin, Levi, that make up the southern kingdom. They're all here in America oppressed together, right? Catching the same hell. That's why when it's a spirit too that shows you, okay? Jake don't you so-called Negroes don't like when other people call you niggas. But when these Spanish-speaking tribes like Mexicans, all right, Hondurans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, when they say nigga, it's all good. Why? Because you're catching the same hell. All right. And also because you're the same people. In the spirit, Jake knows that they're the same people. Okay. So that's really your spirituals. If somebody else say it, if some the so-called white man, Esau, say, Amalek, right? If some damn Kuli, okay, some Indian, Arab, some Arab say it, or some Chinese, whatever, If any other nation say nigga, then it's a problem. But when these northern speaking tribes, when they say it, it's all good, it's all love. All right, so that's showing you right there through the spirit, man. Those are Israelites. When Gad say it too, the North American Indians, when they say it too, it's not an issue. Okay, so Jeremiah 50 and 33, it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." All right, so that's the hell we catching on this side, man. Okay, and we being oppressed on the who's our captives, mainly the so-called white man Esau, right? And that goes back to the two videos I played earlier before this lesson, where you had the North speaking tribes trying to hide from ICE, and now you have the so-called Negro tribes. They over here saying they're gonna fight, and they got switches, and they're different, they're ready for war. Listen, when all hell break loose, you're gonna find out, man. You're gonna find out, just because if you underestimate is not even the word. Okay, that's why I said Jake is spiritually in a slumber. Okay, because they don't know what times they're in. They're confused as all hell. Jeremiah 30 and 7, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." Okay, that day is great, so that none is like it. Okay, going into the technology. Okay, because Esau did roll on Jake, 70 AD, around that time period, but the technology isn't the same. The weapons isn't the same. Okay, the times, the desperation isn't the same, right? Because that wasn't the end of Esau's rulership. Okay, now we are in the end of Esau's rulership. So now Esau is not only does he has more firepower, more technology, but now he also has desperation. Okay, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And also going into those nuclear missiles, right? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Jacob representing the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to be in big trouble. This is what we're seeing going down right now. Okay? Now, let's not forget the MOTB, the RFID microchip, still has to be mandatory, has to be made mandatory. Okay? These are still prophecies that has to come to pass. But this is what we're watching right now is the buildup. We're watching World War III being built up. We are watching Jerusalem being encamped around about. We are watching the RFID microchip being developed, being pushed. Okay, and that's a whole another indoctrination, man. Now the thing with Esau, they're not gonna do everything like wham bam, 1 2 3. No, their whole thing agenda is to do things gradually, inch by inch. Okay, it says, but he shall be saved out of it, right? So when all hell break loose, who's gonna be saved out of it? The men of the Lord. He shall be saved, but he shall be saved out of it. Okay, the ones out there on the highways and byways prophesying and looking to be delivered, hoping and praying, watching. Okay, he shall be saved out of it. That's the deliverance. Can't all be saved. Not everyone can be saved. Okay, these heathens can't be saved, and even 2/3 of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, can't be saved. This is Romans 13:11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay, so when Yahushua first came on the scene, Jake wanted out then. Okay, Jake wanted to be delivered at that time, but that wasn't the time period. Right, prophecies still have to take place. But now, fast forward into today's time, okay, which those men are back again through reincarnation. If you know, you know. If you have spiritual ears to understand, which I've did lessons on reincarnation. The apostles did lessons, the elders, the bishops, okay, the brothers throughout the world. Lessons on reincarnation is readily available. And that knowing the time that now is high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Okay, now it is high time to wake out of sleep. When you set your alarm clock, and sometimes you're tired, you got to set it like 3-4 times. So if you got to get up at 5, you set it for 4:50, 4:55, 5 o'clock, 5:05. Okay, so we're at that last alarm. All right, this is the last chance you have to wake up, man, because the Lord is here. The end times is here. Our salvation is here. Right? So you have to, who's gonna wake up? The elect is gonna wake up. 2/3 ain't gonna wake up, man. They're gonna be niggas till they die. They're gonna be adulterers and wicked ass niggas, evildoers until they die. Okay, so this is referring to the elect, because you won't have elects waking up at the last moment. Right? Literally. And then knowing the time that now is a high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Okay? The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Like a new day. Okay? So a new day could also represents a new kingdom, a new era. It's like they say, it's a new day, it's a new time, right? So it's gonna be a new day, man. So this way of living is gonna be done away with, and everything that's wicked in it is gonna be destroyed, right? And that new day, that new era is gonna consist of the kingdom, and who's gonna bring in that kingdom? The most High is gonna send Yahweh Shai to bring in that kingdom, and Yahweh Shai is going to deliver his elect to bring in that kingdom with him. Starting with the men out there sighing and crying, okay, the 144,000, which consists of the 144,000, all right, and the rest of the 1/3. But as far as waking up out of sleep, out of that slumber, 2/3 ain't gonna make it. Okay, they're gonna die in the wars, they're gonna die in the famines, they're gonna die in that nuclear fire. Okay, they're gonna meet that judgment. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, Elsri, and Millstone. And salutations, I can push in this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.